What do I think needs to change? Everything. The whole damn system. All of it.
And by acknowledging systemic racism, it's not saying that you're racist. It's just saying that you have to acknowledge that there are certain conditions and systems in society in which some people thrive and some people have to thrive despite.
And I think in the Black and brown trans community, there needed to be a type of elevation of where we are and who we are, because I believe there's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of fear and a lot of misunderstanding that needed to be unearthed and needed to be talked about.
To say Black Lives Matter has never been about getting white people to say, or non-Black people of color to say that Black Lives Matter. It's to teach Black people that Black Lives Matter. And it's to teach us that we deserve better and that we don't have to live in a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Our advocacy work for the Black Lives Matter movement was primarily representing protesters that were arrested during the George Floyd protest pro bono. So if you were charged with a nonviolent offense, our office took your case or referred your case out to the network of attorneys that we were working with. It was about 30 of us all working together to make sure that people got competent representation but didn't have to pay for exercising their First Amendment rights.
And so when I think about what inclusion looks like, it looks like acknowledging the fact that LGBT people in this movement have been erased by the mainstream, the media, and people who are on the outside looking in, because they have an idea of this masculine of center, cisgender straight man in a suit and shiny shoes. And that's not what this is. We're in Houston, Texas. It gets hot as hell. I'm putting on some jeans and t-shirt and some tennis shoes, and I'm gonna get this justice, and then I'm gonna go turn around and I'm gonna walk through the Texas legislature as a Black gay person and talk about how we can change laws that benefit not only Black people, but LGBT people, because we're both and one and the same. There's no separation.
I would say fairly recently, I realized that Black trans lives needed to be saved, and my Black trans life needed to be saved. Let's start off with making shirts. Let's start off with an organization to uplift this generation so that the next generation has people to guide them. So, common sis.
I just want everyone to live in an equitable society where we all have the same access to healthcare, access to education. It's not just about Black and brown people, it's about all of us as Americans, that we have the things that we need to live just a happy and fulfilling life.
You know, people have to know and be educated on where to go and do political mapping. And I think that in my community, it's not in many instances that people don't care. It's just that we don't have time. We're constantly trying to figure out how to survive. And that's been the story of us since the inception of this country.
The legacy that I want to leave is that I was a person that invoked change. I was a person that grew and took criticism and took notice to all people. And I want to leave this a much better place than where I got to it in 1997. And that hopefully when I leave this earth, the next people I can give the baton to and they can keep running, and the next generation will go on and so forth until we're all up there chilling. That's my legacy.
And if there could be open conversations, and when people see it together, even if it doesn't affect you, you say, hey, I'm an ally and I'm not gonna stand for certain things. I think that's kind of step one, is to have a conversation and acknowledge that it's real.